You're listening to UCW Radio. In your face.
What we got here is a failure to communicate.
Oh, have I got your attention now?
For lack of a better word, it's good.
You know what I mean?
Money to be made in a place like this.
Money never sleeps, pal.
You're crazy.
You know what it takes to sell real estate?
It takes brass.
I'm falling, and I can't get up.
All right, welcome to Money Never Sleeps. This is the show where we talk about anything and everything that impacts the flow of money from around the corner to around the world. And there's been a lot of stuff going on, a lot of earnings coming out. FANG has been interesting, to say the least. Okay, you look at Apple. Okay, Apple is quite possibly going to be the first trillion-dollar company. It's on its way there. Okay, the company itself has been evolving, back to when Steve Jobs was alive. The company was constantly evolving, and it's evolving still. It's a more mature company, and it's just a cash cow. And I see it more as a consumer products company and not so much as just a tech company. I don't, it's the how it's valued is more valued closer to a mature tech company. It's the PE is about 17 plus, the PE ratio on it. Okay, and just to give you a couple of examples, you look at Advanced Micro Devices, has a 17 plus PE ratio. That's a mature tech company, while Sony, consumer products company, has a 12 plus PE ratio. So it's all relative. I think it's kind of price in the range, where the value in the range where it should be. You look at Twitter. Twitter has a 40 plus, and Alibaba has a 50 plus. So these are just examples of how other publicly traded companies are valued in the market, and how people perceive them. But I do think that Apple has the distinct possibility of getting to that point of being the first trillion-dollar company in the world. Interesting. All right, now I talked about Alibaba. I want to talk about Starbucks, and this is interesting. There's a tie-in here. Okay, Starbucks made an announcement that they're tying in with Alibaba. They're going and they're integrating Starbucks into everything Alibaba. So in China. Okay, so they're doing that there, and that gives them access. I think that Alibaba has, a $500 million or more active participants on its platform. Probably a lot more than that, I would think. But I'm just throwing a number out there. And it's amazing, because now with Starbucks doing that, it's going to give them access to actually expanding their reach, and getting. China's a big market, and their price points can come into play with what is on the lower end over there. Not so much on the lower end, but they do have other coffee companies that are comparable in taste and quality to Starbucks, and they're able to be competitive. That's the word, competitive. They're able to be competitive. It should be interesting, and it could give a nice boost to Starbucks over time. Now, this is not something that's going to happen overnight, but it'll happen over time. And it kind of puts Starbucks in that tech sector a little bit with what they're doing. Very smart move. You have Walmart that is actually looking to have a movie database, kind of like what Amazon has. So you see a lot of companies trying to integrate with the tech part of it, or tech companies, to expand their reach, and that's smart, because tech is the future. So I'm sure we'll see more companies doing that. Now, staying on the topic of tech, Facebook. Look, this company, it's when it became publicly traded, people kind of jump ship. Okay, the stock went down into the teens, and it was, people were not happy with it. I said back then that it was a buy. It was a buy and a hold. Okay, the stock went and it skyrocketed. But since July 25th, it sank from its year high of $218, and like if whoever bought it there, ouch. But to where it is today, about the $172 range, and it's been hanging around there over the course of the last couple of days. Look, Facebook has more tricks up its sleeve, and you have to look at their assets, what they have. They have Instagram, WhatsApp. They have assets they are just beginning to monetize. And they have assets they can actually spin out if they wanted to as their own publicly traded companies, creating value for their shareholders. They have options to create additional shareholder value. But I don't think that they're gonna go jump the gun on that just yet. I do think that they're gonna take their time. I think that they will not rush to do it, because that's not how Zuckerberg works. He'll drag his feet a little bit, be very deliberate with his moves, but when they strike, they strike. So if you're looking for a quick trade, hey, you may get it here at this range, with a week-long hold, maybe a couple of weeks. But if you're patient, then you may see something greater in about a year. I think it's possible. Okay, so but that's something to look at. Like Twitter too. I think it's undervalued for what it can do. It has a lot of subsidiaries that it can do stuff with. This team just needs to go and get it together, and I think that's what they're doing. And they can create true value. They can create Facebook value over time. It's just a different type of platform, and I think people now are understanding it. It's been a extremely viable platform for communicating for both President Obama and President Trump and other, Elon Musk and so on and so forth. You have sports, celebrities, and, the uses of it and how you're able to communicate with the world is just getting more and more interesting, and Twitter's right in the center of that. There are a lot of geopolitical events happening out there, and it's just crazy. Some of these events can and will impact some international players in a good way, some in a bad way. So we will see what happens as the tariff games are played and trade wars loom. A lot of things going on there. Look, it's a transition. Okay, the United States is that sleeping lion that just woke up due to President Trump. I one thing I realized that, with politics, it's easy to sweep things under the rug than don't deal with it and just let the next administration deal with it. But look, Trump, he is not looking to pass something on to the next administration. He's looking to clean up the messes from previous administrations, beyond Obama going into Bush and everything else. He's looking to try to make things right for the better of the country. I don't agree with everything, okay, but, we have to forge forward, and just see where things go. I think that a lot of change will happen for the better of the country, for the better of the people. Okay, and again, not everyone, likes Trump. Okay, but you don't need to like someone to benefit. So anyway, enough with that. I don't like getting too many political things in life or on this show. But I want to kind of go into digital assets, cryptocurrencies for a second. Not for a second, for the remainder of the show, actually. The Pico Novus network is getting a nice facelift. I'm going to get into that in a second. If you look at Bitcoin, you look at, Ether, it used to be Ethereum, but Ether. You look at these cryptocurrencies, these digital assets, the volatility is amazing. It flips up and down, and people are trying to figure out what is going on. The big thing with any cryptocurrency is the use. What is it used for? Bitcoin, I mentioned it many, many times, and I'll continue to mention it. It's the grandmother of them all, and it started the whole trend because it was proof of concept. It worked, and now you have more things working, and you have you have a lot of coins that are out there, and that is the problem. You have an influx of BS that's coming at you, and as an investor, you would probably look at it and say, "Oh my God, what do I do? This sounds so great. This is an ICO. That sounds so great." You have to look at things. Looking at ICOs. Remember, a lot of these platforms as an ICO, they're not even created yet. So you're looking at a ground floor opportunity. Great. Okay, it's a risk. It's a high risk. You have other coins out there that mimic Bitcoin, that have been, breakaways from Bitcoins with hard forks and so on and so forth. And, the original Bitcoin holders, they benefited from all this with all these hard forks and everything else because they get a piece of the pie. Okay. And that's where it becomes interesting. If you're in a situation like that as a holder of coins, you just sit tight, you hold on to it, you benefit. Okay. But now with anything beyond Bitcoin, the use has to come into play. What's the use? What's the use of Litecoin? What's the use of Bitcoin Cash? What is the use? What are they using these for? If you have distribution, yeah, great. You have distribution. You can go do that. But is it sustainable? And that's what I look at, the sustainability. Now, going back to Pico Novus, the network is getting a facelift, and Pico Novus is one of those sustainable digital assets because there's a use. With the escrow system and other things that are being added, okay, that would directly benefit Pico Novus coin holders and will directly benefit anyone that's utilizing Pico Novus for business. You have a lot of businesses that are utilizing Pico Novus to go and perform transactions because they're able to. It's opening up a door where you can safely transact business internationally without the fear of losing your money, without the fear of high fees, from getting a letter of credit or things of that nature. So there are a lot of uses, and with and I mentioned this on the last show. I'm going to continue to talk about this because it will have a big impact on what's happening. Now, the Megahoot Vault is different. It has nothing to do with the Pico Novus network. However, the Megahoot Vault was created as a highly secure vault, like you would have a physical bank vault, where you can take your coins and you can put them in your safety deposit box in the vault. That means you can take them, put them there. They won't be in your wallet. They'll be in your safety deposit box. So that makes your coins even safer. You have another layer of security. No one can see them or touch them. No one. Okay. Not even, anyone that's dealing with the network. They can't do that because you kind of have them in cold storage. Just like if you put gold bars in your safety deposit box, it's safe. Okay. So the Megahoot Vault is going to have a lot of different, I'm not going to say products. I'm going to say different transactional value. Okay, because there are going to be a lot of things added to the vault that will allow someone to perform a real estate transaction and utilize the Megahoot Vault to do so, and utilize the Pico Novus coins to do so. Okay, and I'll go over that stuff on the next show. I'm going to be doing the Money Never Sleeps show a lot more often, just because there's so much to talk about, and having a weekly or bi-monthly show is not going to cut it with getting information out and sharing things with everyone that listens to the show. All right, so we're going to start doing that. But Pico Novus, the digital wallet, is getting a facelift. That was my initial topic. The digital wallet, over the next couple of days, is going to look different. It's going to feel better. It's going to feel smoother. And there's, again, the functionality is there. It's going to be easier to navigate and easier for people to use. And that's the whole key, ease of use. Okay, and the security is constantly being upgraded and added on to just for the benefit of the network. Okay, now transition. Let's go to Megahoot coins. People have been asking, what do you use them for? Okay, let me explain something to you about the Megahoot coins. The reason, they were given as a digital asset, dividend distribution, and to Pico Novus coin holders for a reason. The Megahoot coins, basically, the Megahoot network is going to be an ecosystem, okay, where various digital assets are being developed as we speak, and various platforms that will be launched over the course of the next year or two. And it's going to be from anywhere from gaming, consumer products, things of that nature, and it's just going to continue to grow. And all these platforms, everything that's happening, basically, it'll only allow for Megahoot coins to be used. No other form of payment will be accepted. It's a game changer, in my opinion. A lot of good things are coming out of it. And, with the Megahoot Vault, basically, I had a lot of questions about that. And I'm going to go, the next show, I'm going to talk about the Megahoot coins and what's going to be happening. But the Megahoot Vault, the Vault is comprehensive, highly secure, as I mentioned, and it'll allow holders of digital assets to exchange and interact on a global scale. It's not just for individuals, it's for businesses primarily, such as import, export, real estate, any type of sales and more. Because of the functions, the functionality, being integrated into the Vault, it will add additional value to Pico. Trust me, that's going to happen. Because Pico will be the only digital asset in the Vault that'll be able to be used for escrow, digital contract signing, integration of such transactions on the Pico Novus blockchain, and so on. So many things going on. And this is stuff that Bitcoin, Ether, things of that nature will not be able to integrate within the Vault on those levels. Okay, so it's going to be interesting. Okay, and in the Vault, at some point, very soon, when all the coding is done, everything's done, you'll be able to exchange the Bitcoin for Pico for this coin, that coin for that coin. More coins are going to be added to the Vault to give people options on, give them a way to exchange coins and create liquidity. Okay, and I'm looking forward to showcasing all of this soon. But again, as I said, the show is going to be more frequent, more often, for the benefit of all our listeners. And I appreciate everyone listening to the show. And we'll be back with you. I'm going to be back with you in a couple of days, and we're going to talk more about what's going on in the marketplace, what's going on in the digital asset marketplace, cryptocurrency markets, and so on and so forth. All right. So anyway, on that note, if you have any questions, you can email the show and ask. I get a lot of questions, and I try to answer that within the show. All right. But until then, I want you guys to have a great trading day, and we'll be back with you on the next segment of Money Never Sleeps.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
You're listening to UCW Radio in your face.
What is your major malfunction?
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.
All opinions expressed by Luis Velazquez on the Money Never Sleeps radio show and its website are solely his opinions and do not reflect the opinions of the UCW radio show or their parent company or affiliates, and may have been previously disseminated by him on television, radio, internet, or another medium. You should not treat any opinion expressed by him as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of his opinion. His opinions are based upon information he considers to be reliable, but neither the UCW radio show nor its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries warrant its completeness or accuracy, and it should not be relied upon as such. The UCW radio show, Luis Velazquez, its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries are not under any obligation to update or correct any information provided on the radio show or on the website. His statements and opinions are subject to change without notice. No part of his compensation from the UCW radio show is related to the specific opinions he expresses. Please read the full disclaimer on MoneyNeverSleepsRadio.com.